Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Allie Liliokalani and I am here to share with you all my tips and tricks for quick and easy hairstyling for all you busy mamas and busy ladies out there. So if you've seen my videos before, you may have noticed that I like to put a lot of tease in my hair. Now I realize that after putting all that tease in your hair, it has to come out eventually. And number one thing is you don't want your hair to get damaged. So today I'm going to show you how to comb out a tease without damaging your hair. So I did my hair nice and full today. I put a ton of tease in it. I made sure it was nice and big so that I can show you exactly how I comb out tease. So first off, one of the most common things I hear, and it's probably the most terrible thing you can do, is washing the tease out. Do not try to get in the shower and wash out your tease. If you've done it before, it's okay. We all do things when we don't realize the damage we're doing, but please don't do it anymore. So the state of the hair is the most fragile when it's wet. Absolutely most fragile when it's wet. So it is the worst time to be trying to comb out tease when your hair is in its most fragile state. It is so much stronger when it's dry. So you always want to comb out your tease before you get it wet. So the second thing is you don't want to be using the wrong brush. The wrong brush can be too hard on your hair and can rip the hair. Okay, so these are my two favorite tools to use to comb out tease. This is a wet brush. It's designed for wet hair, knowing that wet hair is fragile and delicate. So the bristles are very soft, very soft. They bend easily, they flex easily. They don't, like if they come against a knot, they're not gonna hold their ground and pull through it. They're gonna flex around it. So it's amazing for tease. And then this is a soft bristle brush. And this is also nice because same thing, because they're soft bristles, they do not grab the hair and pull on it really tight. They flex around the hair so you're not getting ripping or tugging hard on the hair. So before I get to these, the first thing I like to do when I have a big massive mess of tease, if it's pinned up, if you just came from a wedding, you have an updo, whatever it is, make sure you get out all those rubber bands, the elastics, the bobby pins. But then I like to start by taking my fingers are like big soft combs, and going through the hair and just breaking it up. Just with your fingers, rub through the hair and see it's already softening my hair so much. That does so much. And of course, it's going to take a while if you use your fingers the whole time, but it's good to just soften everything, break up the big clumps, the hairspray, all that stuff. And then you can go in with a brush and you have half the battle won because you've softened it with your fingers. And you know with your fingers, if you feel something, you're not going to pull against it and tug really hard. You're going to feel that it needs some delicate touch. So first go through, rub through your hair with your fingers and break up the big pieces of tease. So then once you're done with that, depending on your preference, you could grab one of these and go through it. Now, you always want to start at the bottom, especially if you have long hair, start at the bottom and comb that out. You don't want to try and do all of it at once. If you break it into smaller sections, it's much easier to deal with, to protect, to make sure you're not doing damage. So I always split it into two. And again, if you have really long hair or you just have a ton of product, whatever it is, you could even part it into another section and start. But I'm gonna do two sections and start at the bottom and just comb through. Now there's not tease in the bottom, so I could do this fairly quickly, but once I get up here, now all the tease is here. Your tease shouldn't be down here. Down here is just gonna be little tangles from the hair moving throughout the day. So what I like to do is, and this is gonna keep it from hurting your head, grab the hair real snug right below the tease and let the rest of it hang out. That way, when I'm doing this, I'm not tugging I'm not pulling my hair. I'm not hurting my head. This is great for when you're combing your kids' hair too. And then I can take a little section, see how that's all stuck together because it's teased. And I can go in a little closer to the scalp, a little closer, and then let go all together and comb. So I really like to control what's happening with my fingers. So I got the scalp and the scalp is clear. I'm still going to hold it right here and just comb through so that there's a surprise tangle if something moved down the hair. I'm not going to be pulling at my scalp. I'm not going to be hurting my head. I have such a tender head. I used to cry when I was little getting my hair done. This is a big deal when you have a tender head, and it makes all the difference. So you just take small sections, start at the ends, comb them out, go a little higher, go a little higher, and gently, just be gentle. Don't just run through the hair. Don't just like attack it, like just blah, 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 blah. That is where you're gonna find damage. And this is not what we want. We do not want damage. So be gentle, comb through. Small sections at a time. Now this section is nice, and oh, see, there's still a few tangles, which is why I'm not ripping through. So now this section is nice and combed out. I can move on to another section. So I'm gonna do the same thing up here. Comb these out. Comb it out gently, carefully, slowly. See, I don't know if you can hear that, but there is tangles, and these bristles are so flexible that they're kind of running over them. That's what you really want. You don't want to be ripping at the hair. If you have very sturdy, strong bristles, it's not the ideal to comb out. So just comb out small sections at a time. And you just move around the hair. I need to comb out the ends. And I'll start down here. We've got some good tease right here. So I'm combing that out slowly, gently. And the important part of going slow is that if you're going slowly and you come across a strong resistance, a big knot, something that is going to pull on your hair, hurt your head, hurt your hair, you're going to feel it and be able to stop and break it up. If it's a big knot, you can break it again with your fingers, pull it apart, and then go in with a comb. If you're ripping through it, you're not going to notice those little spots until you've already ripped through it. And then the damage is done. So we're just section by section combing through all this hair, and there's no damage is happening because I'm combing gently. I'm being careful not to rip at the hair. And now I could just comb through my whole head. It's nice and combed out. No damage has been done. Now would be the perfect time to go wash my hair. Now that the tease is out, the hair is combed, there's no risk of ripping those delicate hairs out when they're wet. This would be the perfect time to wash. Just definitely do not wash until the hair is combed and all that tease is out. And then, since we mentioned washing, you could use this for everything I just did, the soft bristle brush. I prefer the wet brush. It just, I really like the way it works. But this works amazing too. Now, the other thing you can do once it's all combed out, if you're about to jump in the shower, give yourself a little scalp treatment. Take this soft bristle brush and just comb the oils through your hair. Really feel those bristles on your scalp and, you know, go through your hair, part it, comb the oil through your hair. And your hair is really going to appreciate this after teasing because all your natural oils are going to be surrounding your hair, nurturing it, moisturizing it before you go and wash it. So it's an extra little bonus that you might want to throw in there before you wash the hair. Now my hair is combed out. I can run my fingers through it. There is no damage. My hair hasn't suffered from the tease. It hasn't suffered from the comb out. My hair is happy. It's got some oil running through it, keeping it moisturized, and I'm not going to feel bad about going in and teasing it again. So I really hope that was helpful to you guys. I know it's very simple. Just a couple things to remember. Just don't ever do it in the shower. Hair is the most fragile when it's wet. Make sure you use your fingers first, break up the big chunks, separate the hair so it's not like such tight tease. You could do a lot with just your fingers, and then go in with a soft bristle brush, a wet brush, something that has a lot of flex to it. Start at your ends and work your way up, and don't forget that you can use your fingers to make a barrier between the section you're working on and your scalp so that you can avoid hurting your hair or your tender head. So let me know if that was helpful for you below. If you have any further questions on how to comb your tease out without causing any damage, shoot me a comment and I will be sure to answer it. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I have new tips and tricks and cute and easy styles coming out for you every week, and I don't want you to miss any of them.